This is fun.
Hello and welcome to Social Chats. This is episode number 10 with Keep It Simple Social Media. We are a social media marketing company that specializes in education. My name is Heather.
And I'm Catherine. And it's my pleasure today, our pleasure, to have on the show Marc Dionne with Reactive Design. We're going to be talking about videos, about digital content, and about drones and aerial videography.
Really exciting stuff.
Yeah,
actually.
It is amazing.
So you might be watching and saying to yourself, wow, I'd really like to be shooting a live video show like they're doing at KISS. And you can. And you also might be saying to yourself, maybe I'd like to be on Social Chats with Heather and Catherine. And we're always looking for phenomenal businesses to share their specialty to our audience. So if you're interested, all you have to do is put a private message right here on our Facebook business page, and we'll get back to you. But something really exciting about when you're shooting live video here on Facebook with our guest Marc is you can ask Marc questions today directly in the comment section, and we'll get to your questions. The other thing is, if you're watching the replay of this video, this is when we get the most viewership after the video is completed. But we also go back and we answer the questions at that time too. So please let us know that you're there. Click the like button, give us some love. And Catherine, back to you.
All right, so a little bit about Reactive Design. I knew Marc before, but I saw what they did at the Whistler Excellence Awards, and the company was being nominated for an award, and they showed one of the videos they do, and I was absolutely floored. It was gorgeous. It was really, really nice, and I thought, this is the future. This is what every business should use, and real estate has to get onto this. This is where the future is heading. So, and then I had a bit of a look at their company. So I'm kind of peeking a bit of my notes because they're doing a lot of stuff. So they're Whistler-based digital design company. They do video production, photography, aerial services. So that's the drones, web design, graphic design, and branding. The website is reactivedesigninc.com. They have a phenomenal YouTube channel. I urge everyone to go visit it. And I would like now to introduce you to Marc. And this is my cheering noise. That is not cheering. Woo!
Thank you so much.
Oh, there's more. There's more.
Lots of cheering. Thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure. All right. So, first questions.
Okay. Oh, we're going right up to the first questions. Perfect. Okay. Well, let's see. So, I know, Marc, first of all, we were on your website. Very cool website. Very, like, all the cinematography on there, all the videos. Totally takes you and captivates your eyes. And you say on your website that the company creates exceptional digital marketing and content for businesses that helps them stand out and to generate engagement with their viewers. So we're wondering exactly what is digital content and what is it about what you guys are doing that makes it so exceptional?
Well, thank you for the question. I think the short and most basic answer for people who may not live in the marketing or media world, the short answer of what is digital media is basically anything that is opposite of print media. Digital media is anything that you would take either with a camera or video camera. I think that things like websites are considered digital media. So traditional media, such as print media, like magazines and newspapers and things like that, I think for decades we all lived with that. I'm happy that the marriage, and certainly not to digress away from digital media, but I'm happy that print media hasn't been completely replaced. I was just perusing through one of my favorite magazines, Todd's company, Mountain Life, and it's content rich, it's photo rich, and it gives me that same excitement as maybe you've gotten perusing our website. So digital media basically is anything that I guess has an association with either things that are digital or computers, I guess.
Awesome. Excellent.
Hi. All right. So we talk about a lot about video these days, and for social media, it's really strong, but for businesses, it's really strong as well. So there's lots of chat all over about video. So in your opinion, like, why is video so key for businesses?
Sure. Another fun question. And I think that I'll start by saying what we're doing this morning is a perfect example in support of why video is so important. I think that not only do we like interacting with one another as like-minded individuals and humans, we like to look into each other's eyes. I think that when you see someone talk excitingly or is about to hit the cheers button and someone's light up, eyes and mouth light up with a smile, I think that video is equally as engaging and if not more engaging than photo, because it can connect one person to another through storytelling and things like that. I think photos can certainly express 1,000 words, but I think video can express maybe 10,000 words. I think we're also, a second part to that answer is I think we're addicted to doing everything at once. And I know that people are reading less and less. So if you can just tap your device and press play and have someone else tell you about something, about a property or about a place or about a product or service, I think that that's become much more popular than seeing a beautiful photo of a product. We're talking about, businesses. You see a photo of a product, but then you have to read a paragraph this thick. I think that having to just press play and having the owner of a company, for example, share with you what it all is certainly much more popular for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. And I don't know if you're aware of this, Marc, but Facebook is actually coming out with a news feed that is only going to be video. So they're in a test beta stage right now. And on the bottom of your Facebook, and for those of you that have Facebook, at the very bottom, you're going to see a rocket chip. And that rocket chip, when you click on it today, it is going to be a feed that is only video today. So it's very, very exciting about what's coming. Marc and
I can't wait.
Yeah, I know, right?
I can't wait to see that rocket on the bottom part of my screen.
So reactive design is definitely in the business for the future. And the other thing is, when we were watching some of your videos, like the captions that are there that, as you're watching the incredible cinematography, you're going through the emotions of this beauty, but at the same time you can read, and it's subliminally telling us the message that you're trying to portray to whether it's a buyer or just someone coming up to visit a vacation area. So it's really, really cool.
And
well, thank you.
Sorry. Well, I was just gonna say, the other thing with Facebook, you're starting to have in-stream videos like you have on YouTube. So when you watch one video, like if a realtor puts a video of a listing, then Facebook goes and fetches other video like YouTube does, and it's a really, really clean platform. So it's definitely taking a lot of space online these days. Mm-hmm. I think overall.
Catherine and I, when we're teaching our workshops, Marc, we always say to our students, there are over 14 billion videos watched every day, either on Facebook, about 8 billion of them, or on YouTube. And we always turn to our students and we say, can you tell us how many of them are yours? And it's just a really good lesson.
That's a great question.
Marketing has gone. Yeah. Now, the other thing that Reactive Design is doing is you guys are doing drone video, and drone has really come around in the last couple of years, and it's so cool to watch. It's like you're a bird up there, and you guys are specializing in that. And Catherine and I, we have friends that go, oh, well, we just bought a drone and we're going to test it out out and shoot some videos. How do you respond to that type of, let's say, unprofessional marketing that is happening today?
I'm happy you asked, because we get asked a lot, and I think what ends up being challenging for us is seeing people going to Best Buy or wherever it is. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to use company names online right now, but going to tech shops and technology shops and are buying these drones, and within minutes they're like, hey, let's just fly it over these people, over this beach, over these houses. We're going to get some cool stuff, and that'll be fun. 4.5 years ago, we got into the drone industry. I feel that it was before the curve even started, the upward trend. We went through a lot of loops. We worked very closely with Transport Canada, and we became one of the first companies in Canada to receive what is called a standing SFOC, or a Special Flight Operation or Operator's Certificate. And that gave us permission to fly anywhere in British Columbia. Now, that particular document, however, I had to submit a 14-page document every time before flying. So we had to integrate ourselves quite closely with Google Earth. We had to take screenshots of the area we're going to be. We had to map out. We had to show Transport Canada with little arrows exactly where we were going to fly, by which tree, by which building, how high we're going to be, how far we're going to be, the vicinity to buildings, the vicinity to electrical interference, the vicinity to railroads, helidromes, airports. You know, we're in Whistler. You can think of Green Lake, the traffic that Harbor Air has of landing back and forth. We have a heliport in Emerald area, the Blackcomb Aviation. We have a helipad at the Whistler Medical Clinic. So all these things, I think people have been overseeing and still overlook the fact that drones are sharing airspace with very serious airborne machines. I think the last thing you want to do, and I'm sure we've all seen it on the news, when people start flying drones around forest fires, and I know in the United States it was quite bad when people start flying drones around airports, things like that. I think that at any point, if you're even coming close to compromising airspace with a helicopter coming in for a quick emergency evacuation at the Whistler helipad, and you're flying your drone around Olympic Park because you think it would be cool to do, I think that that's a major oversight on your part if you are a drone owner and you're not considering the fact that that drone at any point, since it's been produced by a human and can have technical issues, and you lose control of it and it goes into the flight path of that person who's requiring emergency evac, and it crashes with a helicopter in the tail rotor. Obviously, I'm going down the line of worst case scenario here, but that's how Transport Canada sees it. Anyone who's holding a drone, if you are at all interfering with seaplanes or helicopters or anything, or a built up area, if it smashes into a home or falls onto people, especially if a drone falls from 120 meters onto a person, the likelihood of them getting injured is high. So I think all of those things we've come to make it second nature for us. If anyone asks, whether it's realtors or business promotion or sport or Whistler Blackcomb, we've worked with the municipality of Whistler. We've worked with, we're working with Four Seasons and Needle Lake Lodge and all those things. As soon as someone asks to have drone content because they've seen some of the engaging things, immediately I'm happy that it's become a natural reaction for me. I'm like, okay, what's around there that could go wrong? I always would make fun of my parents going, you're always focusing on the negative, but in a way, I think if you can mitigate that risk, that's when you get the most incredible footage. Now, if you get that content and you haven't jumped through those hoops, for all of those drone owners out there who are just getting it and the drone comes back to you and you have good content, by law, you're not actually legal to, you're not legally allowed to promote that content for any commercial purposes if you've not gone through those I guess, procedures. So I see a lot of content on commercial websites. I'm looking through and I'm like, wow, that's incredible. And I've, for my own curiosity, I've looked into it, and sure enough, they didn't get permission to fly in that area at that time. And yet these people are taking advantage of extremely beautiful content that was taken illegally. And so Transport Canada is really trying to tighten that down, to say, hey, you have to, if you want the benefits of having beautiful aerial content, you better be going through the correct procedures in doing so. And I've sent you a link for how to fly drones safely. Transport Canada has put together a really nice site to help you understand what it is you need to be mindful of. And so that's something that we can pass to your viewers later. So that's the long-winded answer of the world of drones, since it's part of our daily lives.
It is a great answer, Marc, because you have taken the exciting and fun component, but you've actually made it real, because it's a very serious business for aviation, so to speak, or accidental things that could and can happen and probably have happened. So
for sure.
Yeah, you've gone through the proper steps to understand how to create the content legally. So, and of course, if you're creating a drone photography or aerials and sewing them all together, editing them together for videos, they're definitely being used commercially.
Of course.
You are trying to sell a product, whether it's a house or marketing a resort or
sure.
Any of those things. I kind of was wondering, how do you come up with the story?
Yeah, me too, actually. I had that question too. Like, how does it work? Say that I'm a realtor or a small business, and I say, okay, we want to do a video. Well, I guess for a house it's pretty straightforward. But say for us, like, do you help with the script? Like, how does it work? Can you guide us through the process?
Sure. The answer is yes, we do help with scripting and storyboarding. Years ago, we developed a process called clothesline sessions. If it's in the morning, we sit down with our guests, we bring a bottle of Bailey's, and for about 4 to 5 hours, we sit down and we brainstorm with you. If it's in the evening, the bottle of Bailey's is usually replaced with a bottle of wine, and that's actually, seriously speaking, I think that people love to get creative, love to let their imaginations soar, and I feel really proud of many of the videos that we've created in collaboration with our clients, because I can relive and I can think back of the 4 5 grinding hours where we're pulling our hair out trying to find a creative way of going from A to Z, and making sure that between that we're maintaining viewership, we're maintaining an engagement. That's the hardest part. I mean, in today's world, everywhere you look, you're seeing beautiful photos and video and things going viral and things trending and everything. And if I had $1 for every time I heard a client say, I want you to produce a video for me that goes viral, I think we'd be rich just with that question alone. And I think that the answer to anything going viral or trending or popular or that is content rich, I think you can get lucky on some of them where you just shot it at the perfect time and you got lucky and you put it up and it's trending and it goes viral because something happened. But for the most part, there has to be some strategy that goes behind it. And I guess the answer is somewhat evasive in the sense that, how do you come up with the story? Well, exactly how I'm sure the two of you thought we come up with the story. It's by simply going back and forth. What do you think that would look like? What do you think that would look like? I think that we should do this. And then you eventually come up with really terrible sketches, because I'm a terrible drawer. So you literally sketch a stick figure and then you put an arrow. The stick figure will walk this way and things like that. And that's about as straightforward as it is. And then you describe a scene and then you go out and shoot it. It's a lot like food preparation, I find. I was in the culinary world for a while, and you prep for about 10 hours. But the cooking part, by the time stuff's on the elements and stuff, is about 10 minutes. You know, so shooting
5 minutes to eat it.
Yeah, exactly. So shooting's quite quick. The preparation takes long, and the editing takes long. But usually the shooting, if you know exactly, take wide angle shot of person walking from house to car. You know, like, okay, here we go. Action.
Hey, Marc,
okay,
how
we
do you
got it.
deal with weather?
Well, weather
Weather in BC.
yeah. Wow, we've postponed a lot of shoots because of that. I think that weather can be something that plays on your team, but it can certainly be something you're challenged with. I mean, for drone, you can't fly within precipitation, because anything water on something electronic in the air can very quickly ground that device, because it can short circuit the device. Now, saying that, the other obvious reason why you wouldn't want to fly a drone in rain or things like that is you would get droplets on the lens itself. So you would possibly ruin your shot. Saying that, there are companies that are launching new water resistant drones so that they are able to fly in precipitation. So that's all coming forth. But the weather can either make or break a scene for sure. Bluebird with snow-capped mountains is wonderful, but if you're wanting to shoot something more dramatic and more stormy looking, that's definitely something that BC offers. So it's a good one.
Very good. And for the people that are going to come and watch the video over the next couple of weeks, because we download this video, Marc, and we put it onto YouTube as well. So we repurpose our content to get as much exposure as we can. But for those people, and also Catherine and I teach at the real estate board. So we're in front of hundreds of realtors quite often. And they might be curious, are there different economical packages that people can choose from? Because the thought of shooting a drone video or an aerial might sound scary expense-wise for them.
And again, they're all wonderful questions. I think that the quick answer, are there basic packages? There are. We try to package something that, I guess, answers or caters to what is most frequently asked by our clients. I just want a basic package that makes the property look beautiful, and I want it play ready so I can put it on social media on my website. Got it. Yes, we do have a package for that. And I think how realtors seem to differentiate themselves, usually it's based on the size of the property itself. If you have a larger scale property, the investment of time and creativity is usually higher. But for all the realtors that you speak to, in most cases, the best bet is to simply contact us, because sometimes someone's vision is, I'd say most of the time, is different than someone else's vision. You know, I think sometimes just something basic, the next person may want something basic with a reference to where the property is in reference to Whistler Village or things like that. And those are all things that we love working with people to accomplish.
Okay, I'd like to squeeze in another quick question, please, while we have you there. So we shoot a lot of videos with our phone, the photos with our phone. We always say to people when we teach classes that you have like a $600 to $800 camera in your hands at all times.
$800 camera.
Yeah, $800, sorry, camera. And so we say people use like stock photography and so on. And we're like, you know what? You should take your own photos, or at least make an effort at taking the time to go with your phone if you go and use your phone to start shooting videos and see what works, what doesn't. Do you have any tips for people just shooting with their phones, like things to think about, like light, or I don't know, like things that you learn from?
Well, I agree with you that the phones, the camera phones, or the camera within our phones have literally blown my mind in what I've seen in the last few years. I must admit, I get itchy sometimes when I see such a beautiful photo taken on the phone, because I'm wondering if I will be either soon phased out or we'll be charging our clients all kinds of money, and I'll show up with something like this. I'm like, I'm ready to work for you, you know. So I'm sure, actually, I'll get to your answer or to the question soon, but I'm sure that optically it makes a person feel better if you're investing a good amount of money and the company shows up with big cameras and big planes and drones. It must optically feel better. I think that, you know, this is the tree hugging hippie side of me. as far as technical advice for what to do when you're taking a photo, I say stop using this and start using this. I know it may sound cheesy, but just shoot what you love. Shoot how you see it and in the loving, creative way that you see it. And if it doesn't look artistic to some, don't worry. The other half of the world are going to think it's super artistic. So I think that we live in a world that is so thoughtful, and I think that heartful or emotional is the way to go. Yeah, I think that shoot however you want, shoot everything that you can, and who knows what you'll get out of it. And like I say, I think that no matter what you shoot and how you shoot, same with us, we'll create videos. We've poured our hearts, souls, and tears into it, and half the world will see it and say, doesn't really do it for me. And the other half will go, that changed my life. It is so beautiful. So as soon as people stop feeling applying pressure on themselves, that they'll cater to everybody. Okay, I'm going to do a video for my social media, for my business, and it's going to be perfect, and it's going to reach out. And then they get one bad comment. I didn't like your video.
Yeah.
No, take it easy on yourself. It's okay.
They do say that, Marc, that people are less likely to try something because they're afraid of the negative feedback. But on another token, this is your business. You do this 24/7. You're not just picking up a little smartphone and shooting a video. Right. But we do encourage people to step into that field as well.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Have fun with it. Have fun. Mm-hmm. I get, again, less of this, more of this.
Yes.
Just shoot away. Or call us.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you need a balance, right? You can't keep affording to hire and hire and hire, but you definitely need to have some of that in your marketing mix.
You do. And I think that you let me know if we're running out of time, because I can talk about this all day. It's fun stuff. So just give me one of these. I'll quickly say that I think that marketing, I was just in a meeting yesterday on Salt Spring Island, and we were talking about the shift from marketing in the last 30 years and how 30 years ago, and certainly to sound sexist right now, pretty girl with nice sports car. If I buy nice sports car, I get pretty girl. Sunny D in my fridge, happy kid. If I put Sunny D in my fridge, I get happy kid. Yeah. That's so gone. It's so far gone. And now it's all about authenticity and transparency and about real raw marketing, which I love, because that's much more how I'm wired. I would have struggled 30 years ago working for clients who are like, hey, let's get the pretty lady next to the car. I would have struggled helping
people. What do you mean that marketing doesn't work?
Yeah, right. It's still being used. It does work for many. Good point, Heather. I think that's
I'm kidding. Point. I was kidding.
I'm sure it still works for some, though.
Oh, gosh.
But it is funny, the shift. And I think that back to your phone question, I think that the owner of a company who puts the product on something and takes a photo because they think it's beautiful, I think that's working. It shows that business owner is real and exists and sees beauty in a sunshine in back of their product, whether it's their cream or whatever it is. And I think that the balance you're referring to, Heather, is at some point, if your marketing is not reflective of the quality you're trying to portray, that's when you call companies like Reactive Design and things like that to just make sure that there's consistency in terms of the packaging that you're delivering to your audience.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. I completely agree. This is like such a good closing statement too. It's like so for those joining us, we spent the last half hour already with Marc Dionne with Reactive Design, and we talked about digital content, about videos as a key for businesses, and a lot about drones and where video is heading and marketing too. I guess it's really interesting because this is where social media comes into play a lot. It's genuine and it's authentic work. When you try to be too perfect, it's not as good. But at the same time, you really need a professional balance for your business to have a budget for probably, professional photography videos, and then keep having fun on the side with and keeping more accessible to other day-to-day content. So that was really good. We will have a replay. So this episode. Oh my gosh, it's episode 10?
Yes.
We're supposed to have champagne and all. We're like, oh, we forgot the drinks.
Marc, can you tell our viewers, how do they get a hold of you? Besides the fact that we're going to enter your contact information in the comment section below, tell everyone how they can find you.
Sure. Pretty much the information you're going to post is the most direct line of contact, I would say. ReactiveDesignInc.com does have a submission page for questions and comments. So info@reactivedesigninc.com. More directly to my personal inbox is Marc, M-A-R-C, the French spelling, Marc@reactivedesigninc.com. Otherwise, I don't mind posting my cell phone number. It is on our website, so it's nothing to hide. 604-902-2123. You'll get me direct. And when I get so popular that I can't answer, well, maybe you'll speak to a PA of some kind who will filter my calls. But for now, as I'm sure it's apparent, I love chatting about it. I think it's a world that if you embrace the beautiful side of it and not the misleading old style marketing side of it, you can use drones and photography and videography in a beautiful way. I think just real quickly back to the aerial sandwich that we start with beautiful content, we get into the serious nitty gritty, but let's end it that anything done correctly through the right means of laws and procedures and everything, at the end of the day, that's when you get the good stuff that you can use without worry.
Without fear.
It's so fun. Yes. Without fear.
That is awesome, Marc. We thank you so much.
Thank you
for
joining us today.
I'll kiss you.
And we'll put all your contact information into the comment section below. I hope you have a phenomenal week ahead, and happy Canada Day coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, happy Canada Day. Thank you so much for having me. It was so fun. Let's do it again sometime. Let's do episode 20, or I'll be episode 100, maybe a special guest on episode 100.
You know what? We should have, when we're at episode 100, we'll have a professional video done of all of our best parts and our bloopers, and we'll go outside and on those
That's a great idea.
Yes, you were hiring, Marc.
Deal.
Excellent. All right. Super. Thanks
again.
Marc.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for Social Chats with Heather
and Catherine.
And next week, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get Laura Pearman back from the UK to join us, as we had really poor sound during that episode. That was episode number 9. And so I am in contact speaking with Laura. We also have some phenomenal guests lined up to come to us over the summer months. So stay tuned. And as usual, Catherine and I do lots of marketing to let you know what we're up to. My name is Heather.
I'm Kat. Keep it simple.